Hello, I'm Benny Westside, and welcome to the crash course for Iron Patriot. Today, I want to go over Iron Patriot's kit, his abilities, T4 upgrades, gear, ISO 8. Um, I'll tell you what my plan is, and then at the end, I'll do a quick recap. And my goal with this video is that when you unlock him, whether via his offers or down the line via free to play events, you know what to do and you make more informed decisions. First of all, I want to say this is a Crucible team. The best parts of their kits are tied to Crucible. I do think they will have some use in war, but their main use is Crucible. If you're not really interested in Crucible, you could possibly sit this team out, which I think is a nice breath of fresh air. We haven't gotten to do this in a while, so that's up to you. I personally care about Crucible, so I don't intend to sit them out, but I just wanted to make that disclaimer. So let's start with the abilities. I like going over the passive first. Iron Osborne, on spawn, he's going to apply +1 vulnerable to all enemies. This cannot be blocked or dodged. He's going to assist on any Cabal ally's turn, and on his turn, he's going to grant assist to a Cabal ally. So he's like Ms. Marvel. He doesn't gain the assist chance per Cabal ally, but instead it's a guaranteed assist. Enemies with vulnerable take an additional 10% damage per vulnerable, up to a maximum of 30. He has the damage and focus passive. He also gives all villain allies focus in any game mode, not just in Crucible. In Crucible, he gives villain allies damage. If he has 2 or more Cabal allies in Crucible, this character and all villain allies have double accuracy, so you can't blind them, or Weaver passive won't work on them. On villain ally crit, he's going to apply +1 vulnerable to all enemies. And then on his T4 upgrade, in Crucible with 2 or more Cabal allies, enemies with vulnerable cannot gain speed bar, which is amazing. And then if this character has 2 or more Cabal allies, enemies cannot gain stealth. That's also fantastic. It's like an anti-scroll mechanic, but it also works for a lot of other characters. I think this T4 is super impactful, preventing speed bar gain. Speed is king in this game, and a lot of teams rely on it. Somebody like Void Knight, or in general Hive Mind, or somebody like Doom, Apocalypse, Super Skrull. All of these big names rely on gaining speed bar via their abilities, and shutting that down is insane. So this is a clear essential T4 upgrade. The sad part is it's only in Crucible, but I think otherwise it could have gotten too overpowered. Alright, let's look at his special, which is going to be his turn 1 ability. Attack all enemies, clear 3 debuffs, clear 3 buffs, and on the T4 he's going to clear all. Apply +1 vulnerable up to a maximum of 5. Apply +1 defense down. In Crucible, apply 2 turns of trauma. Gain extra focus for this, and this is undodgeable. And then with the extra accuracy he gives himself, it kind of becomes unavoidable. This is insane, and the T4 upgrade, I would say, is essential because nowadays we're seeing a lot of characters with more than 3 buffs, and this isn't tied to Crucible. Turn 1, he's going to attack everybody, clear all buffs, sweep the field with vulnerables and defense downs, and then in Crucible he's also going to add trauma on top of that. I think this is phenomenal. This is a T4 that I would consider essential. Going from 3 to all is pretty big. Yeah, so let's look at his ultimate. Proton Cannon. Flip, deflect, and minor deflect on primary and adjacent. Attack primary and adjacent for piercing, plus apply 1 vulnerable. apply defense down, heal block, bleed. He's gonna apply stun to the primary target. Again, this attack cannot be dodged. The T4 upgrade adds more piercing and applies +2 vulnerable instead of +1. I think this is very nice. I wouldn't consider it essential. I think it becomes better the bigger you build him. That way the damage compounds. It is pure piercing, and that's amazing. And the fact that this team gets all the extra crit chance and crit damage, this attack has a lot of damage potential. So I think this is a high value upgrade, just not essential. Adding that extra vulnerable is great because the team calls out to vulnerables. He increases incoming damage on enemies with vulnerable, and then he also has that thing where he prevents the speed bar gain, so keeping those vulnerables on there is great. Alright, let's look at his basic. Patriotic Fury. Attack primary and adjacent, apply defense down. On ISO, he's gonna apply immunity, defense down, heal block. He's gonna clear immunity and then apply defense down, heal block, disrupted, and slow. The T4 increases all of the debuffs to 2 turns. I think this is a great upgrade as well. Again, not essential. Having those for 2 turns is pretty nice, but he's going to be assisting on every Cabal ally, so every Namor or leader turn he's going to assist. So you have chances to replenish that. It's by no means bad. I think it's very nice, but it's not something that you need to prioritize. Alright, in terms of building him, he's a damage dealer. He has a lot of debuffs. He's going to make use of all the stats you give him. I think if you're able to, take him to Gear 18. He's tech, which I think a lot of us have tech gear to spare. It's more gold, at least on my end. So once I get him to 95, I will take him to Gear 18. In fact, I've been considering taking the whole Cabal 3-piece into Dark Dimension 7. We'll see about that. Alright, ISO 8 wise, okay, 2 ideas. I think Striker is definitely valid for him. He has a very nice ISO attack, but also the crit damage and crit chance from leader compounded with raider is gonna produce so much damage that I think raider is the way to go for him. I wouldn't fault anybody for putting Striker on him. I think it's very valid. One thing that as I was looking or as I've been looking through his kit, here you're gonna see on his turn 1 he's gonna apply his own vulnerable. Well, he also applied vulnerable on spawn, but on turn 1, he's going to apply his vulnerable, and he's going to clear all the buffs and apply trauma, right? And defense down. If he follows that up with this disrupted on his ISO attack, that can become very potent, and I can see us doing that. But he's kind of slow, unless he gets the speed up from Namor. I think he's like 120. Let's see. 119. So a lot of the characters that you're gonna want that early trauma disrupt might already have gone by then. I don't know. You could potentially get ahead of like a Super Skrull who has. Well, you can't target him. So I was gonna say, does he prevent stealth? He prevents somebody. Oh, here. If this character has 2 or more Cabal allies, enemies cannot gain stealth. So, like a Super Skrull goes, uses his special, tries to go into stealth, gets those buffs. What you can do is come in with Iron Patriot, use the special targeting Super Skrull, sweep, take all the buffs, then apply trauma, and then follow up with the ISO, and then disrupt him so he can't gain safeguard. That's something that could come into play. I know that's very specific, but you know it doesn't have to be Super Skrull. Anyway, that's something that could come into play. So I could see us running him as striker for specific situations, similar to what we're doing with Lizard or um, different characters here and there. So that could come into play. But right now, I think leaning into that crit damage with Raider is going to be fantastic. Which Raider is going to mean he has 90% crit chance, 200, I think 200% crit damage. I think that's huge. We're going to want that. All right. That wraps it up for, guide. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. First of all, I love Crucible, so I'm interested in this team. Second of all, this team unlocks the Black Cat costume, which I want to get. I know it's very expensive for a costume, but it's more getting the characters for something that I want, and then getting a bonus on the side. So it's like an incentive, and I'm falling for it. Judge me. My intention is to get him to gear 17, hopefully 18 within a week or so. I will take him to Blue 5 Raider immediately, and then I will T4 his special and his ultimate. His his special and his passive definitely T4s immediately. His basic and ultimate I'll probably get to eventually, but not in the immediate term. Is he going to need Skirmisher? Maybe. He gets that extra focus here. It's not like the 1,000,000% focus that some other characters get, but I think hopefully this should be enough to clear all the buffs. If I find that he's not clearing those buffs, I might swap him to Skirmisher for a short term until I get back up to 5 or 6 stars. We'll see about that. So that's my plan. Before I get to the recap, I want to show you, I have this infographic, so if you want to have it handy, I will post it down below. I'll also have a link in the description for all my infographics, that way you can have them under your hand and you don't necessarily have to rewatch videos. Yeah, that's about it. All right, let's do the quick recap. T4s, passive, special, essential, basic, ultimate, very nice, but not essential. ISO class Raider, and then build wise, go all the way as much as you want if you're into this team and Crucible. Otherwise, you can. It seems for now that you can easily skip this team. Up to you. I'm not skipping them. As I said, I could possibly, very likely, take all 3 of them to Dark Dimension. That could be pretty interesting. If you want to see that, keep coming back, because last year I streamed Dark Dimension almost every day, but I posted every day. So if you want to join the party, we're still prepping, so it's a little ways out, but I'm gonna try and get in there as soon as I can. All right, thank you for going through Iron Patriot's kit with me. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you in the next one.